Hi witches! So today we are talking about some herb lore, and that specific herb is mistletoe, which I know we have seen around the holidays. It's kind of like been co-opted by Christmas and is used for like young lovers to steal kisses at Christmas. I think it's really sweet. But today I wanted to discuss kind of the history and some like mythology that is associated with mistletoe. Not all of it, of course. There's like a lot of different things, but Phorandendron flavescens is common to North America. There are hundreds of different species of mistletoe throughout the world, but that's the one that you most commonly see in America. It was used by the ancient Greeks as a medicine for a lot of things, though it is toxic, so please, under no circumstances, ingest this. And also, before taking any sort of herbal medicine, talk to your doctors to make sure that it's not going to interact with anything, like any sort of medicines that you're already on. So please. The Celtic Druids really associated mistletoe with fertility and believed that it could be used to restore fertility to people or animals. And this is probably because, like, if you look at a mistletoe, the berries are white, and when you break open a berry, white liquid comes out. So if you guys are catching my drift, that is why they associated it with fertility. Mistletoe is a parasitic plant, meaning that it does not grow in the ground. It actually latches onto a tree and sucks out the nutrients from the tree. And it is populated when birds eat it and then poop out the seeds onto other trees. So that is kind of an interesting thing. It does not actually grow out of the ground. And because of this, it is not commonly seen growing on oak trees. And when a druid finds mistletoe growing on an oak tree, it is seen as kind of this sacred thing. The mistletoe is then collected once a year, is collected off of the oak tree and passed out to everybody for protection, or was, I should say. I think there are revivals of this these days, but back in the day, per oral tradition, as druids did not write anything down until the Christian monks came. Anyways, well, and the Christian monks wrote everything down, I should say. Anyways, they would hang it over their doorways for good luck. So that is kind of some cool Celtic mistletoe lore. Norse people, ancient Norse folk believed that mistletoe was a plant of peace. And this all comes from the story of Balder, which I'm going to tell you guys because it's a cool story. So Balder, also known as Balder the Beautiful, was like one of the most beloved gods ever. His mother Frigg was very protective of him, and Balder was getting all of these like prophetic dreams, basically, of foretelling his death. So to make sure that her son was protected, Frigg made everything on Earth, living or not, so like rocks, plants, animals, everything, swear never to harm him. And she went and made them promise never to hurt her son, Balder. So because of that, Balder ostensibly became like invincible, and he was like, nothing can hurt me. If you know that someone's never going to get hurt by something, what did the Norse gods do but use him for target practice? Of course. So as the legend goes, no arrows or spears could pierce him. And that kind of made Loki look like there was like a way to find a loophole. So Loki, a very trickstery god, he's kind of the Norse trickster god figure. He realized that one plant, which did not grow on the ground, because remember what I said about the parasitic plant, that that plant did not swear not to hurt Balder. So what did he do? He made an arrow out of mistletoe. It could have also been a dart or a spear. It kind of just depends on the translation. But so Loki created this weapon, right, and gave it to a blind man named Hod, who happened to be Balder's brother. And Hod, not knowing what was happening and not knowing that the arrow was made out of mistletoe, the one thing that could hurt his brother, does what he'd been doing, I guess, like hurt his brother either like through a spear or an arrow or whatever. And Balder died of a single wound. After this kind of like oversight, Frigg, of course, is like distraught, and she's sobbing, she's crying, right? And her tears become the berries on the mistletoe, the white berries. Now, in some versions of the story, Balder is then resurrected, and because of that, Frigg decrees that mistletoe should, instead of being punished, because it was her, like, kind of her fault, I guess, and then Loki just like capitalized on it. she declared that mistletoe would be a symbol of peace and friendship. So that's where that comes from. And I think that's really beautiful. Now, if you're using this herb magically, again, reminder that it is toxic, so please do not ingest it. Some correspondences for mistletoe include protection, love, health, luck, fertility, and banishing. So I'm definitely going to look for maybe some faux mistletoe because I have a cat in the house who's very mischievous. But I love that symbol. I think that is really interesting. And I hope you guys liked that little mythology story as much as I did. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.